to the Morning Gaggle, where we three male yentas will tackle all today's tough topics and big news. Joining me today, as always, is my trusty sidekick,
co-host,
Djclyve. And today we are thrilled to have with us renowned child psychologist and author of the book The Mental Anomalies of the Narooma District. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Ungus Gakavester.
Thank you.
How are you feeling this fine morning, Mr. Gakavester?
I'm good. I'm writing the euphoria of the release of this new book.
So, tell us a little something about the mental anomalies of the Narooma District.
Well, the Narooma District is located in Tokyo, Japan, and I don't know if there's something in the water over there. But this sequestered block of world houses some of the most confusing, provocative, and exciting mental maladies I have come across. I have spent a lot of time in Narooma and met and helped a lot of people. It was a real roller coaster ride.
And we're going to get a small smidgen of that ride here today as we debate one of the more interesting and controversial characters in the book. Isn't that right?
That's right, Ballpeen. You see, my book deals with a lot of diverse personalities. A lot of loud, boisterous young kids, sex-crazed and starved for attention. Alpha males, posturing, yet to overcome their id. Females, acting off of primal instincts, dangerously violent. And then, there's the unique personality we're going to talk about today. One who exhibits none of such traits. Here is Ms. Or soon to be Mrs.
That's not funny.
Setsuke Miyako-Oji. Now, Ungus. Can I call you Ungus? Yes, you may. We're all friends here, aren't we? Before we get into Setsuke's personality, because I've read your book and I have to take issue with a few of your statements. I think it important to rewind on the Miyako-Oji's martial arts tea and where Setsuke came from, as some of the people out there might not know. Fair enough. Martial arts tea, commonly referred to in Japan as Kakuto Sado, is a martial art which has endured for hundreds of years. At the risk of being called ethnocentric, I see it as a bizarre conglomerate of hand-to-hand fighting, tea preparation, and mostly a pseudo-religion, much like a Scientology or...
Whoa, watch it, Ungus. A lot of our viewers are Scientologists.
Oh, I'm sure. Nonetheless, it's a society with bizarre rituals, bizarre etiquette, and bizarre morals and ideas. The fundamentals of martial arts tea ceremony have been in turmoil for many long years, as its two charter clans, one run by the orthodox Daimonji clan, the other by the unorthodox Miyako-Oji clan, have been in a vicious struggle for supremacy. The Daimonjis uphold the original, inflexible rules of martial arts tea, using nothing but normal-sized tea implements and fighting from the seated position at all times. The Miyako-Oji clan's style is more loose, as its fighters can fight from the standing position, and they introduce special, oversized tea utensils as weaponry, giving them an advantage many would deem unfair. These two families have warred since the inception of their art. Many generations have came and went, all adopting the burdens of their forebears. But just recently I've learned the heirs to both houses are being joined in holy matrimony to pull together this broken lifestyle. Next in line to adapt the throne of the orthodox school, the naive young Sentaro Daimonji. His antithesis, the successor to the house of Miyako-Oji and unorthodox discipline of martial arts tea, the beautiful Setsuke Miyako-Oji. Ah, yes. Star-crossed love. Just like Romeo and Juliet of the warring Montagues and Capulets. Tony and Maria caught in between rival gangs the Jets and the Sharks. Pocahontas and John Smith. Two different people of two very different cultures. The story's been told again and again. Two sides at war. Both sides with every reason to hate one another. But out of that hate there would be two. A man and a woman from both sides who would grow to understand one another, and amidst all the fighting and malice, a love would be born. Setsuke is of stark contrast to the loud, braggadocious, unorthodox style. She is a woman of silent grace, and when I say silent, I mean silent. Nobody knows what this mysterious lass sounds like, as she hasn't uttered a word in years.
Permission to interject?
proceed? You make it sound like Satsuki is this lifeless statue. Now I've heard that with a certain rectitude, she can communicate with others who are just as pure of heart as she. With a certain sotto voce or form of telepathy, her supple lips will move but not a sound will emit. But those who are virtuous enough will hear it clear as crystal. I was there with her and I didn't experience any of that. I mean, think about what you're saying. That's impossible. I'm telling you, it's real. You're talking crazy talk.
Whoa, okay guys, let's just take a chill pill and stick to the matter at hand, alright? Angus, what would you say is Setsuke Miyako-Oji's purpose?
She's the byproduct of years of brainwashing. Oh, come on, I don't think so. She doesn't have a purpose, and don't worry, DJ, you'll get your turn. Setsuki stands stoically at the side of the Miyako-Oji matriarch, her right hand, her protector. One would not guess by looking at her demure frame what an absolute powerhouse Setsuki can be. Well trained in the unorthodox style of martial arts tea, with graceful intensity she smites her foes with the deftness of the ninja. Staying true to her silent personality, she is the ultimate silent assassin, well trained in the art of invisibility. A true dichotomy of beauty and ruthlessness, Setsuke Miyako-Oji may fade into the background, but never ever label her as a non-threat. Both Sentaro Daimonji and Setsuke Miyako-Oji have gone through rigorous upbringings, leaving they more than a little insane. On the surface, it would seem to the layperson that Sentaro may be the more worse for wear. I say not so. While Sentaro lets the pressure bubble up to the top and affect his decision-making abilities, Setsuki is the exact opposite, and dangerously so. A robot obedient to its master's every whim, fulfilling its duties to the utmost and bottling up any inhibitions. Does this make her a stronger figure than Sentaro? Yes and no. While she has a better handling on her lot in life, with silent devotion comes loss of individuality. By bottling up the pressure, she is also bottling up the things that make a human being unique. She closes the lid on any emotion, leaving her a soulless doll. Nary will she crack a smile, shed a tear, or even raise an eyebrow. There's nothing spontaneous about young Setsuke Miyako-Oji. Her youth, her present. It's all about setting up the future. Now, you do this to a child and then expect her to be marriage material? It goes against the grain of everything she has been taught. You're asking to put the round peg in the square hole. This is where you and I differ. Setsuke Miyako-Oji and Sentaro Daimonji could potentially be a very compatible couple. It is in their dynamics that they could benefit and learn from one another. Sentaro would learn newfound respect for his position as the man atop martial arts tea ceremony. Through Setsuki, he would find the power he's been lacking all this time, to transform his heart of glass into one of stone. Through Sentaro's innocence, Setsuki would learn that it's okay to be scared, or sad, or happy, or defiant. It's okay to loosen that tight bow in your hair and get girled up and let it all hang out. Together they could find love, and a little love would do Setsuki's empty soul a world of good. Don't you think? The whole situation is a mess, and I talk about it in greater detail in my new book. Can you put her through the institution of marriage? Yes. Will she be able to play the role of wife? No. These are things she's a wife is a responsibility. She's a sweet girl! Just because someone is quiet doesn't mean that she's callous. It's a responsibility, Djclyve. Do we not have enough failed marriages in modern society? Can I interrupt for a second? Before you mention the tale of star-crossed lovers, well, how do all those stories end? Romeo and Juliet committed suicide to teach their families the error of their ways. Tony from West Side Story was killed in the crossfire between two rival gangs. Pocahontas and John Smith saw losses on both sides, and in the end, their forbidden love was to be left forbidden. But the tale of Setsuke Miyako-Oji and Sentaro Daimonji is not the typical story of conflict. Though the orthodox and unorthodox houses of martial arts tea have been at each other's throats for as long as time can recall, it is completely within jurisdiction for people from opposing houses to wed. It would be easy for Setsuki and Sentaro to marry without resistance, and it would bond the two warring houses into one compatible unit, thus solving a lot of problems. The conflict here is not about the war between families, that's just happening in the background. The conflict in this tale is with its main players, Setsuki So cold and statuesque, a silent killer, not a word to escape her pretty lips. She sure as hell ain't making the first move. As for Sentaro, yeah, right. He met with Occam's razor and sliced his finger on it. Well, thankfully, Sentaro is a daft, empty-headed lemming, one that need only be pushed in the right direction. And he has a great support group in Ranma Saotome and Akane Tendo. If Ranma can endure Sentaro's stupidity, and Akane can shoo off Sentaro's horny advances, little by little, Sentaro will be pushed to his ultimate goal, the easiest, most obvious answer to all his problems. The beautiful, glowing light at the end of the tunnel. The mysterious, silent assassin. The delicate flower of martial arts team. We get it. Setsuke Miyako-Oji.